welcome to a new video. Today I'm in the kitchen and I'm going to be preparing a banana bread cake with you all. It's a very simple recipe, so I'm going to be doing it. It's pretty quick also. And also I want to share a little bit of motherhood journey. Today my baby, my son, Maisha, is turning 15 months. So it's been a journey of 1 year and 3 months already that has really changed me as a woman. And I'm really enjoying it. So I didn't want just to cook and make it all about it. I said, why not? Let's have a chat. First of all, yes, if you see my wall behind is changing, it's not yet finished, but that series of renovation will come anytime soon. I had some delays out of my control, so I will be letting you know more about that when the time comes. Oops. But anytime soon. What is it that I need here? Flour, the most regular one. 4 zeros. Well, this is a 3 zeros one. 3 0, it's okay. It's the most common one. I will be using baking soda. Whoop. A little bit, just a spoon of it. I will be using a little bit of salt. I have butter that I put it out of the fridge a few hours ago, so it's now room temperature. I have 3 eggs with me. And the delicious part, I have some walnuts here. Look how good. This is it. And chocolate chips also that I'm going to be adding. The other day I cook it to try the recipe because sometimes I just go first time in the recipe in the videos and then I miss it. I'm going to be using this one. Is a silicone one that I tried the other day and it's very good because it does not stick at all. So let's start. What I'm going to be starting with, actually, I need I brought it, a little bit of sugar. I don't want to add a lot of sugar. And the main character, bananas that need to look like this. Bananas that are about to get spoiled, not really spoiled, but are like really mature. The more mature the bananas, the sweetest it will be. So you don't need a lot of sugar. The other day I did it without sugar at all. I only used the sugar in the bananas and I think plus the chocolate that I'm adding, all of that. And it was very good, but I think the sugar, it will help me to mix it with the butter because the other day I kind of struggled a little bit to mix the butter properly, so I think the sugar actually helps me. So I'm going to add, this is like, I have less than half actually here. This was 200 grams, so it must be like 100 grams here, okay? And that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to add a little sugar to mix it with the butter, but very little. It should be, let me, I'm always on ice. I'm going to use this small cup, which actually has measurements. I'm going to add just 50. I don't know if it's grams or what, because I don't want to add a lot of sugar, but it's just, I mean, it's part of the recipe. And I think it will help me to mix it with the butter, to integrate, you know. So now we're going to mix. So we want the butter to be like a cream, okay? Once we have this, I'm going to add 3 eggs. And now we will mix this. So, okay, it's been 1 year and 3 months of this motherhood journey. And to be honest, I feel like I'm in a really solid moment of my life. I feel like I could easily tell like it's one of my best moments in how I feel as a woman. Because actually motherhood helped me to change lots of beliefs that I had about motherhood itself. So this light in the back is kind of annoying me a little bit. I think I talked a little bit about this before, but I feel like there was a part of me before becoming a mother that always knew that wanted to be a mom, but it was never like a dream or a goal that I would have present in my life, like something that, okay, this year one of my goals is to be a mother. It was never like that. Most of the time my goals are about reaching destinations or material things or like different type of achievements that I feel like just motherhood is something that would come natural because I come from a big family. All my siblings have lots of children. I'm the younger of 6, so I always assumed that it was a natural thing to happen in the course of my life. So I never really had to dream about it. I knew at some point it would happen, but it was always that it was going to happen in the future, in my future, always in my future. Until, of course, that moment came into my life. And after a lot of questions, I noticed that, yeah, I was ready for that moment, and I was ready for that assignment, and I was also ready to allow my body to be a vessel for a new soul to come and take responsibility on it as well. And yeah, whatever would happen after that, it was totally out of my control in terms of how the life of my children will develop. I mean, yes, there's a lot of things that are in my control, of course, because I'm the responsible for it, but you know, things that can happen in family terms. But honestly, maybe I had this belief that becoming a mother would just push my agenda, you know, for the things that I wanted to achieve and manifest in my life and my career. My career was always very central in my life, in my list of achievements and things like that. So I always had the feeling that it would just push me. And the truth, it happened. Because when I got pregnant, I took a big rest from my career. And then with the motherhood, something happened. I don't know if I ever talked about it, but once I gave birth, there was something in me that it was this sense of, Rosie, you need to work right now, that I had to struggle with, because I just gave birth and I just created the biggest creation on earth that is alive, and I wanted to start creating again, you know, because I was frustrated that I paused my career, that I paused my creativity, and that I paused a lot of things that I used to do. Like literally my pregnancy had this very beautiful side that helped me to reconnect with my feminine energy by nature. I didn't have to force to be in my feminine energy, and relying or lying in my feminine energy was something that I was really working on. I was really trying to focus to be less in my masculine, with my masculine energy is when I'm taking action, when I'm doing, when I'm this and this, you know, a lot of the outside world, and the feminine is more of the internal world and resting and when you rest, literally you can create from a different position, you know. And so while being pregnant, I felt more like a woman than ever. So it was very beautiful. It was very beautiful. But on the other side, I have this super ready. Look how it looks this. Now I'm going to add 3 bananas that I'm going to splash or smash. Smash. On the other hand, I feel like I really like to be in both sides, you know. I think it's very important to have a balance between our feminine and our masculine energies, because with my feminine energies is how I create, and with my masculine energy is how I bring that creation into reality, you know. So during my pregnancy, I allow myself to rest and not to be doing. So it was kind of like the first time ever I allow myself for such a long time not to be doing once again, you know. So it felt very beautiful, but at the same time, plus I didn't pursue any specific like goals or like list of wishes that I wanted to achieve during that year. I allowed myself not to do it for the first time in many years, and it felt good. But on the other side, I was missing direction. I was feeling like I was missing direction. But all the time I needed to convince myself that, Rocio, you are creating. You're not resting, you're not sleeping, you are creating life inside of you. It's just the biggest creation on earth that can happen. You are working 10 times harder than anything you have done in your life. You're just creating something inside of your body, and all your body is just, you know, of course even though I was traveling, I was doing this because I was doing a lot of things outside. But of course my body was just making magic, and it took me a while to actually allow myself to see that power, you know. So pregnancy was a whole journey to learn all of those things that were actually very beautiful. But then when I got birth, once again I said I got birth, but when I gave birth to Maisha, I felt like, okay, Rocio, you did the job, now you can start working again. And literally, I reached out to one of my friends that is a musician and is the one who is going to be kind of director of my album, and we were working with my songs and things like that. And I don't know, maybe Maisha was born in November and it was December, January, and I was already like, okay, we need to start working on this, you know. And that's when the frustration came, because I was literally exhausted with postpartum. I didn't have a happy postpartum, and let's not say it's postpartum depression. A lot of people think that just because you're crying after postpartum, you are depressed. No, that's just postpartum. It's not postpartum depression. Postpartum depression is way like a big deal, you know? Woman after postpartum, woman during postpartum cry, even pregnancy, a lot. It's just a lot of things that are just removing. Let's remember that I just died, you know? I died to become a new version of myself. And I brought life, so at the same time it was like happiness and all the sadness of the world together. It was very difficult to understand. I didn't have a lot of support in that moment when it comes to my partner. And of course I was very broken about the story of my birth, because I totally felt left alone. I felt abandoned by my partner, and that is something that I'm still healing till today. So of course my postpartum was very, very difficult, and I never really talked deeply about it. But after all that really, really sad period, but at the same time the most happy moment of my life, because I was just, I don't know, it's very difficult, but I think a mother will understand when you have no idea why you feel so sad and so happy at the same time, because you have a newborn, a baby. It's just, it brings life into your life, but you had to let go a lot of who you were in your life and everything that you had. Well, not really everything, right? But just, it's really you really die as a version of you just dies when you become a mother, especially first time mother, you know, the first time is, and we are not prepared for a lot of things, you know, that sometimes we think like, while the pregnancy, we are learning about this and this and this and this and this, and then a lot of things happen that you just had no idea that you needed to ask questions about it, you know. So it was just a lot of information that was kind of driving me a little bit crazy. So I felt like I needed to put myself back on track in terms of my career, to find my balance again. I'm not gonna lie, and I think I mentioned this before, but I felt when Maisha turned 1 year, I felt that my life was centering again. So really today I feel totally different. I feel like I have integrated all those parts of me, the new version that I am. I'm embracing it, and I feel like I let go that version of Rocio that was dreaming a life without children. And don't maybe this sounds confusing. It's not that I was dreaming a life without children. It's just when you just have that, when you have no children and you can openly dream about a lot of things, which doesn't mean that I didn't want children, okay? Because people can take out of context this. And just to now make plans having a kid, you know, in my life. My plans are totally different now. So yeah, it was a big change. I felt that it took me 1 year to be myself again, and not really to be the new version that I am, to be Rocio, but in a new body that is, I'm still integrating. I'm still, even not just of course all the physical and the hormones, and still that even take longer. It can take like 2 years for my brain to try to come back to normal, which is not yet 2 years of that. So I'm still recovering from that. Even my body, I give it a lot of time, because of course I allowed myself. It's impressive how much I allowed for the things that I'm always pushing myself hard to do it. And during pregnancy and postpartum, I allow myself not to push myself so hard. For example, now that it's been over a year, one of my goals for this year is to actually reconnect with my body and start working out again, which is something that I already started to do, and to be more disciplined with my body. But this entire year that went, I didn't do anything, and I didn't allow myself to feel guilty about it. So I allowed my body to come back to its normal shape by nature, not really forcing, not really doing things. But of course, when you're used to do a lot of this and that, you kind of miss it, you know. For the first time, I allow myself not to have goals to reach, and it felt good not to push myself so hard on those things. But at the same time, I miss them so much, because I like to have goals, I like to have destinations, I like to have an order, and I like to have somewhere to go, you know, if you know what I mean. So I feel like after 1 year, so mothers out there women out there, if you just had a baby and it's your first time as a mother, or even if you have more than one, I know a lot of women watch my videos and can relate. It takes time. I noticed that after 1 year, which it can be nothing, but at the same time, in your personal life, it can be just a lot. It's like forever. It takes forever. 1 year takes forever in someone's life sometimes. But I felt that after 1 year is when I started to feel myself again, you know? So, wow, it was a journey. So, of course, there was no way for me that after giving birth, I had to go back on track and start my career and start working on my album and all these things that I wanted to do, especially my music career, which it has always been the most important. So it brought a lot of lessons to me. It brought a lot of trusting, you know, that I'm not late because everything is going to happen in perfect timing. And there was a reason also for me to maybe break down and to stop in that moment. My life changed completely in 2 years, and it not only changed me, you know, it is not just the life that changed, it changed me as a person. I went from living in Mexico by myself, really working very well in terms of my career. I was very, very happy with it, and I was ready to move to a very big city to knock doors for my career and to really focus on my music. And I decided to move to another continent and open my heart to build a family. So things totally changed, you know, and I just took a leap of faith in that. And I'm also happy for what I did. I feel like the reward was Maisha, and I would never change that, you know. I feel Maisha was really meant to be, and I had to learn in the middle of that journey that there's nothing stopping my career, because he brought me more creativity. He brought a version of me that today is writing different type of songs that feel more closer to who I am. There's something that has happened in terms of my music, and I know a lot of people doesn't know, because I wasn't blogging my life the way I am today, but I had an entire album ready to go to studio and start working on it. I did a concert with all my songs in Puerto Escondido, and it was a very beautiful moment. And something happened that between me moving to Africa and becoming a mother, and then after I gave birth and I wanted to reconnect with those songs, something that happened to me is that I couldn't recognize myself in any of those songs. So that was a big frustration, because even though my friend was like telling me, don't let those songs die, because you just planted a seed, there must be a message that you can maybe reconnect or anything. And I was totally denied, like, no, that song, I don't feel that song anymore. I don't like this song. I don't like the type of lyrics that I was writing. That was the moment when I was so out of myself, you know, because I just became a mother. I was going through all this roller coaster, internal and external. So it was very funny, because I had something that was like ready to cook, and I had to say no, you know, I couldn't feel it anymore. And I said, okay, I need to write new songs. And I couldn't write songs during my postpartum or anything, even though I could have all the stories, you know, to write songs about, and all the feelings in that moment to write songs about, but it didn't happen. I just couldn't. So, and I understand that it's okay. Flour here, apart, separated from this other one. I'm going to add 1 cup of flour, okay? I'm going to add 1 spoon of baking soda. 1 spoon only. Spoon like this. And I'm going to add a little bit of salt also. So, motherhood has created a version of me that is very understanding, you know? And I don't judge those moments anymore. And I really like it. I really like it. I feel like I don't push myself so hard anymore. And I allow things to be the way they have to be. Because it really made me stronger. No way, I know I'm the strongest in the world. There's no way that I don't believe that anymore. After giving birth alone, I'm the strongest in the world, you know. Of course, I have my mom there, which it was very, very important to me that I have, but after giving birth as a woman, just connecting with that wildest strength ever that we only have. It's just, I feel unstoppable after that, you know. I feel unstoppable. And all the things, you know, I built this place when I was 37 weeks pregnant. I built this entire place, you know. I just pushed myself so hard to do a lot of things. And I don't really talk, I mean, I know many of you have seen the journey and maybe you haven't. But yes, I built this place almost from scratch. Let's say it was 20% done. The rest I built it in 1.5 months or 2 months. And I was 37 weeks pregnant. Well, not 37, I was between, I arrived in Argentina when I was 28 weeks. And the rest of that, I just moved here. I moved here and 10 days later, Maisha was born in this place. So I also noticed how much I can achieve also, you know, when I'm determined and discipline and all those things. Even though discipline is one of the things that I deal with the most. And I feel that that's the reason why I haven't achieved some things yet. Sometimes it has been for my lack of discipline, I have noticed. But now I'm going to add the flour that is mixed with baking soda and a little bit of salt here. But okay, I feel that now I think completely different about motherhood. I feel now motherhood is one of the best things that had happened in my life. And it just gives me a lot of strength, you know? And of course just to be so happy to nurture someone, to see him grow, to literally to have someone that brings life into your life. And it's not a coincidence that Maisha means life, because that's what he is to me. That's what he is to me, and that's what he has brought to me, definitely. I also feel like he was really meant to be born, and that's why everything happened in my life. Of course, he has chosen me and Marra to be is parents, you know. So everything that happened perfectly, and it needed to be that way. So I don't judge those things. Maybe I was hurt in the middle, maybe I got frustrated or disappointed and happy and excited, and a lot of mix of feelings, you know, in the journey, while navigating this new phase of my life. But it was perfect. Everything was very, very, very perfect. And even if there are things that I will reconsider today, just to know the reward is Maisha, I would have done it all again, you know. So yeah, I do really like the version that I am today, or the woman that I'm becoming, because I became a mother. I know today, I can tell today 100% sure that if I wasn't a mother today, I wouldn't have discovered the highest level of power within me, you know. I feel like now I have more energy to make my dreams come true. I feel like now I thrive even better. I feel now I'm healthier. I am unstoppable. I am unstoppable because I am a mother. So that is a very beautiful lesson, because you know, when you're not a mother and you don't know if you want to have children or not, that is something that you just don't know until it happens, you know. And it is, yes, your life is going to change, big time is going to change, but I don't know, I feel like I'm just blessed to be a woman, and I'm blessed that I'm able to be a mother. I'm blessed that my body was able to carry life and to bring it here to this earth. And it just makes me I don't know, I want to be better. I want to be better every day, because my baby needs the best version of myself, and that's why I try to make the best decisions for myself to give him the best life as possible as well. Of course I can make mistakes, of course I don't know it all, of course I'm learning, but every single day that I learn from him also, because I know kids don't come for you to teach them, they come to teach you. And I'm just so humble to let him teach me all the time. Yeah, I think it's something nice to share. My perspective for motherhood has totally changed in a very positive way. I'm going to add the chocolate chips in the mix. Oh, I should have added, okay, but I have very little because I used the other day. I did another one. I tried first to see how it went. It went very well, but hopefully today I'm making a better version. Okay, these ones I want to cut them a little bit. Okay, before we finish this, my oven is already on. Okay, it's already heating. So just want to cut. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Let me check. Okay, basically I put the walnuts here, okay, and I'm just going to that is something that I'm always thinking, like I'm going to be jumping from thing to thing that I'm saying, because of course this is a very open, vulnerable conversation that I'm having probably for the first time in this channel. And that is something that always shocked me, you know. I will always remember that day, noticing that Maisha was 1 year already, and that I was feeling back in my center, that I was recovering this version of, just being centered, just to know who I am again. And it took me 1 year. And maybe that was slow, or maybe that was fast. But in my path, I know it was perfect. I know for other women it takes even longer. So don't pressure yourself. Don't pressure yourself if you're going through this thing. And for me, it's the first kid, but maybe that can happen in the second, in the third, in the fourth. I don't know. I haven't been in that stage, but for sure, I know how it was like a click, to feel that, wow, I'm back again, I really felt it. And I look at Maisha, he was 1 year. So I remember myself when I wanted to start doing this and that and this and that and this and that. While I was just, Maisha was it was impossible. I really needed to put all my energy in Maisha as a newborn and to be there, I really needed to be there. That's why when you have a baby, you have at least 3 months, for at least to fully dedicate to your child. And yes, even though I am free, I'm a freelancer, and I have all the time for Maisha. The fact that I am my own boss, I wanted to put myself to work again, even though I was with Maisha and I had all the time to take care of him. But the fact that I am the one giving me directions in my life, it's like I was going, Rocio, you need to go to work after 2 weeks of giving birth. It was impossible. And that is something that I was able to see 1 year after. 1 year after. After crying out of frustration, after feeling empty, after feeling, I don't know, lots of things. But it was a very beautiful click that took me 1 year to feel back again. And so that's why I wanted to share that with other women. It takes time. And yeah, just don't push yourself so hard as I do most of the time. I feel like now I don't push myself so hard anymore. I'm gentle with myself. I learned that in the process of being a mother, of becoming a mother. And I want to be so feminine for my baby, I want to be such a woman as well, because also I'm not trying to rely in only the mother title, I'm a lot of things, but before anything, I'm a woman. And I feel more like a woman than ever. And it's beautiful because I don't feel like a woman because of a man, that makes me feel like a woman. I feel like a woman because I am a mother. So I know it's a different type of power, and it's a very big one. So I enjoy it very much. I'm going to add the walnuts here. I'm going to leave a little bit, not all of them, just a little bit. I will keep it for later. But now I'm going to mix all of this. I'm hopeful about this version of today, banana bread cake. Let's see how it goes. The other day it was very well, but it didn't raise up too much as I was expecting. So let's see what happens today. The difference between the other day is how I integrated the ingredients and the butter. In this case, I did it a little different with the sugar, as I showed you in the beginning. Okay. Okay, molde. I don't know the name in English. Let me know in the comments down below. Molde. preparation. Everything is green in my life, you notice? I don't know if you notice that I like green very much, or at least I'm in that stage of green in my life. I'm going to pour everything here. I'm sorry you guys cannot see. Whoop. Okay, come. And now what I'm going to add is the rest of the walnuts. I'm going to spread it here. Okay, this should be ready with a strong oven. 15-20 minutes, even 30. The other day it took me more than 30 because I was waiting to see if it would elevate, but not elevate, but grow, you know. Let's see what happens today. The journey of motherhood has been a lesson to remember my power, to come back to my power, to come back to my center, to notice that I can, to realize that I can do it. Anything basically. And also it has taught me to not to put so much of expectations in others. And it was really a lesson to come back to me, to come back to my power, especially giving birth. Yeah, so I feel very proud of all this journey, and I'm really enjoying it. I really love to be a mother. And this also this realization that it didn't stop anything. It didn't stop anything. Like, it just, when something is in the dark, it doesn't mean that it's over, that it's done, or that nothing is happening, you know. A seed grows in the dark, and I feel like a lot of me that needed to change, that needed to integrate, that needed to rebirth was happening in that resting, in that stop, you know. So I feel today I'm very understanding and how I see life today, and yeah, I feel very lucky to be able to stop and to observe those things, that sometimes lessons can just pass right in front of you and you cannot see it. But I really slow down a lot becoming a mother, and I enjoy it very much. I enjoy it. I don't push myself so hard anymore. It doesn't mean that I don't do or I became lazy or anything. I'm still working in my discipline though. That has been something that has been a big thing. Or maybe feeling like I'm not disciplined enough when I'm actually am, because I achieve. I'm a go-getter and I get things done and I get the things that I want, and whew. Self-reflection. Sometimes we just put titles in ourselves that they don't really belong to us. to believe that, I think, I don't know, something that a lot of people struggle, and I've been listening to podcasts and other people's stories, that sometimes we think we are not constant, you know, that we need consistency, that we are not consistent in things. And the truth is, if you observe like little things, how you do them in your life, you are very consistent. I don't know, maybe you wake up every single day and you go to work. You wake up every single day and you just read the book that you are reading. You wake up every single day and brush your teeth. You are consistent in those areas of your life. So maybe because you're not going to the gym as much as you said that you were going, it doesn't mean that you're not a consistent person. Maybe you're just not consistent in that area, and maybe that's where your energy needs to focus a little bit more. But sometimes just say, I'm not a consistent person, and you do something every single day for years, you know. So that's something I have noticed, that titles sometimes are really, really overrated. And that sometimes we title ourselves in things that they don't belong to us or to who we are. And of course we can allow ourselves to remove that title and add a new one if we want it. If we want to be labeled in our life, we like to be labeled as, I am this person and this, I have this title of this and this, and I am who I am this and this and this. We need sometimes those labels, but they don't really determine who we really are, you know. ¿Qué viste ahí? ¿Y qué más? ¿Vas a comer la torta? ¿Nos fijamos? ¿Está lista la torta? ¿Sí? Bueno, ahí me fijo yo. No me fijo. A ver. Si está lista. This one has grown more than the other one. Sí. Sí, bueno. Sí. ¿Qué más? Contame. Ya. Ay, yo decía. Contal, ¿qué pasó? Are you going to make this cake? Tell them. Everything you need for this cake? Exactly. How good it is, the cake? Delicious? Very delicious? I'm going to use this so the cake can actually breathe from below, and it can get cooler and cool down quickly. Whoa! Banana bread cake ready. Let's give it a try before we end this video. ¿Sí? ¿Lo probamos? ¿Lo probamos? Very good. Look. very soft, very humid, and the walnuts gives it that crunchy. Very good. I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel, and I will see you on the next one. Let me know if you make it. I would like to know. Bye.